Good morning, Aransas County citizens. Where are we at, Jeff?
We are at the Aransas County Elections Office today. We are turning in the county petition to get the county CO on the ballot. As y'all know, the county has already voted to, because of this petition, has already voted to send it to the ballot. But we're doing our due diligence. We're turning it in to make sure that there's no way that they cannot do what they said they wanted to do. In this stack that I have in my hand, I have over 1,100 signatures. It took 2 weeks to get this. These are the citizens of Aransas County coming out, understanding that they have a voice in their democracy and making it work. This was a wonderful experience for all of us involved. I want to take real quick the time to thank some people who were there, who came and hung out and collected signatures. Candace Sargent, Katie Jackson, Patrick, Kathy, Ishmael Lara, Nathan and April Clark all came out and helped us. Cheryl Matlock helped us. The Bead Store helped us. All of these people came out and helped and support democracy. It was really a community effort. We should be really proud of ourselves for what we did. This is the first time in a long time that our citizens in Aransas County have stood up and said enough is enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the elections office right now. Julie, the elections administrator, she's a wonderfully nice person. She's in there. She's going to accept our petitions. 1,100 here. You see this? This is all y'all's work. So come on, let's go in.
Get your mask.
Got my mask.
Let me go to the side. Hang on, I got my mask on.
Hello, y'all. I am. All right, you don't have to. You don't have to. You're behind a glass.
Yeah, I'm behind, yeah.
Here you go, sir. These are our petitions for the county. We were told to bring them to you. There's about 1,100 there. So this is the elections office. We've all been in here for early voting. According to the state statutes, we're supposed to turn them into the county clerk, but in our county, the elections office is not in the county clerk's office. You can do that with the state statutes. So we're really excited to be here. This is a culmination of 2 weeks, but a lot of hours out on the pavement. People have block walked to get these numbers. We saw people who this was their first time coming out in any sort of political action. We saw people all the way from 95 years old to 18. We were told that nobody over 65 would come out because of COVID, but that's not true. The seniors in our community supported this. Good governance is about accountability, and this is just a first step that we have. We need to continue this. We need to continue having a voice in our local government. One of the best things we can do is we can run people for office. So if you're sitting out there and you're thinking you have good ideas, or you know somebody who has good ideas, encourage them to run for political office. One of the worst things about our community is that most of our local races go uncontested. Last year in 2019 was the very first time we had a real city election in years. The city of Rockport mayor is not elected; he's appointed. You have two ward council people who are not elected. One of them ran unopposed. The other one is appointed. So if you really think you got some good ideas, if you want to get involved in the community, if you know somebody, please encourage them to run for office. That's what we need.
Jeff, how do we register to vote?
Oh, how do you register to vote? Well, if you want to register to vote, one, you can do it online. Two, you can come down to this office and you can register with them. They have right here is a Texas voter registration application.
What's the requirements to register to vote?
You need to live in this community. You need to be a citizen. And are there any other requirements that you need to vote? Live in the community, be a citizen. 18, live in the community, and be a citizen. That's all you need, and your vote really counts. But let's talk about numbers right now. In this stack, we have over 1,100 signatures. That is enough signatures to turn any election in this county. That's a big number. What we've done here is we presented a voter block. Now I'd like to talk about the city and the county and their information that they've given out to us. I've heard a lot of people say that politicians, that they were upset that nobody from the community came to any of the budget meetings, or the citizenry is lazy because they don't go to the meetings. That's just not true. We're in the middle of COVID. We can't go to meetings. A lot of people are struggling to just keep their businesses open, keep money. The city and the county want to tell you that they've been open and transparent and telling us about this, but if you go back and look at either their Facebook pages, they hadn't told us about the city hall or the county courthouse until we started the petition drive. So the information was out there, but it was hard to get to. So I hope the city and the county understand that they need to inform the voters. And when you keep the voters out of the loop, this is what happens. The voters rise up and the voters want to have their voice heard.
Can you register to vote online?
Can you register to vote online?
No. In the state of Texas, you cannot register to vote online. You can complete an application online, but you still have to download it, print it, and then send it into the office.
But can you do a change of address online?
You can change your address online if you have a Texas driver's license or ID, and you're changing your address within the county.
Okay.
Now, if you're moving from another county from one county to another, you cannot do that online.
Okay. What's important about having because a lot of us moved during Harvey, so what was the importance of having your current address that you live at on your voter registration?
Well, that ensures that you get your voter registration certificate in the mail, having your current address. And also, that lessens the chance of your registration being put into suspense.
Yeah, please expand on that one. We had about 2,500 citizens in this county that are in the suspense category. What does that mean, suspense?
That means that there's something that this office is questioning the residents of that voter. More than likely, what it just means is that we received a returned piece of mail from the post office.
So if they're in suspense, can they still vote in the November?
Yes, they're still a registered voter.
But the importance is getting your vote in the right precinct, right? If you
It
move,
is up to the voter to make sure they have their most up-to-date address on file with our office.
okay.
Right, and that's really important, because if you moved from one precinct to another, or if you move from the county to the city or the city to the county, you're not going to be able to vote for the individual who represents you. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for elected leaders that represent the voters and represent the interest of the voters.
What other services? We have to make up content here because we've got so many stamping going on. But what other functions do y'all do in this office for us? What is part of your job here at the elections office here?
Well, I don't really honestly want to answer those questions. Those questions
Okay.
should be directed to Michelle Bennett. Bruce, she is the elections administrator here.
Well,
All I'm here to do is really accept this petition.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, right now, I tell you, they're going to have, with the voting that's going on this coming November, there's going to be a lot of stress put underneath them, and I've come into this office a lot and asked a lot of questions, and this is one of the best county offices there is for information. The people in this office are wonderfully helpful, always nice. They run an awesome election process.
I've said many times, people when they had questions about their ability to vote, or I don't know if I'm registered, or when we were looking people up, and it said suspense on their voter ID, and I told them, I said, just call the Aransas County Elections Office, and I always followed it with, they answer the phone on the first ring with a live person. So it's not like calling the Secretary of State or the state of Texas where you may think you need to set aside an hour or two to get a question answered. If you call this office, I've called it several times, they answer the phone on the first or second ring with a knowledgeable person who can answer your question. So within seconds, if you got a question about voting, your registration, if you call the Aransas County Elections Office, is that what it's listed under?
Yes.
Is there a phone number? You know
Yes.
the phone number. Just so we can find it somewhere.
No.
Well, we can Google Aransas County Elections Office, and you can find their address on Concho Street, or you can get the phone number on the internet too. If you call them, they will actually. I mean, it's amazing how fast the phone's answered and how quickly your questions is answered.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call.
Yeah, and make sure you're registered to vote for this election. It's it's an important election. The county courthouse. We're going to have a bond initiative about the county courthouse, about the micro hospital, and about matching fund grants. Is all going to be on the ballot. And this is, this county courthouse is what are they looking at? $17 million.
The bond is going to be 3 parts. In the courthouse is 17.2.
Yes. So this is really for the 3-story courthouse. It's really, we need citizens to come out and let our elected officials know, like, is this something that you want? Is it something that you don't want? Do you think they should scale it back to a 2-story courthouse and put it back to us in the vote come May? There's a lot of decisions for us to make, but these decisions cannot be made if voters stay home and they don't get involved in the process.
The county commissioners and the judge made a very smart play by meeting last Thursday before we turned our petition in, and they put the initiative on the ballot. By doing so and not letting the petition stop their CO, because they put it on as a general obligation bond, if it fails, or any of these 3 initiatives that are on it, if they fail in November, they can bring it back again in May. So, if we vote for the 3-story courthouse in November, that's awesome. I'll be proud to have it because the voters decided that. If for some reason that initiative fails, then I assume we might see a different version in May because the county moved ahead of this petition and put it on the ballot as a general obligation bond. If they left it on as a CO, we'd have had 1 vote on this, and if it fails, it can't be brought up for 3 years. So the county did a real smart move there and got ahead of this. I think we're done, guys. He's got a little bit of initialing to do. I don't want to make you hold up for that. Again, if you got any questions about elections, registrations, call the nice people. Again, what was their names again here? It's Michelle and
Julie
And Kevin.
Michelle, Julie, and Kevin. They'll be happy to answer your questions. We're right here on Concho Street, right?
Right here on Concho. Kevin's new here, but like I'm telling you from what I've seen today, like we got another great employee in this office.
All right, so come down here to Concho Street or call the Aransas County Elections Office. Get registered, show up to vote, be part of your community. Y'all have a great day.
All right, bye-bye, y'all.